doing it wireless, right? That's probably our problem. So that's live again now. And what we'll do is we'll just monitor it here, and that'll be over Wi-Fi. And we will restart in a few minutes. In the meantime...
Let's have a quick beer, yeah.
Can't say no to the snacks.
Okay. Looks live. Yeah. Let's go live. Get some feedback from people. Way too loud. Way too loud. Drop that down. Okay. Okay, Sasha's given us the feedback that it's working again.
Woo!
Yeah, I think I was doing too much on this, to be honest. So we are back at 1 megabits per second. Oh, 5 people! Woo! We've broken our world record. Right, just a mic check. I won't be able to show the videos, unfortunately.
I can read you.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
No?
22222.
Hello.
And
Roland and Sasha.
Give
Sasha
Nicole a
and
mic.
Roland.
Sasha's got a mic. Nicole's got a mic.
Do I have a mic?
Good. I think we're up and running again now. I won't be able to show the videos in the back. Oh, I might be able to, actually. But I need to turn off the audio and the preview. Let me do that. And then we can start again. Where were we? I don't think we got very far, to be honest.
Should we start at the beginning?
well, let's go back to the S7, right? And we'll start now. This is like part 2, second attempt.
Second attempt. We're here on the internet.
The first attempt, the bit you missed, was absolutely fantastic.
So good. Revolutionary.
I don't know if we'll be able to repeat that, but we'll have a go. MWC Samsung Galaxy S7. Camera, come on, let's talk about the camera. F1.7, the best camera in the world ever.
F1.7, every pixel focuses, so I mean, it's just super fast. But like I saw at MWC, I'm not convinced that it is the best camera on the market. I think that it could be a little bit sharper. I'm doing my testing right now for the review, and I'm still undecided, right? I'm still working on it. But at the same time, I mean, it's one of the best smartphones on the market for sure. I mean, it feels great in hand. If it was my smartphone, I would destroy it within about 4 days. I haven't scratched it yet. That's right.
It looks fairly durable. Is that Gorilla Glass across the back?
Yeah,
or is
it's
that plastic?
yeah. So that means you can break the front and back.
So is that curved Gorilla Glass on the back? Seriously?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, like, the front and back is breakable, which to me is just terrifying. And then the edge is, like, even more terrifying. I mean, this is, like this is part of the reason, genuinely, that I can't use a Samsung, is that, like, it
does feel a bit, it's one of those phones that, is it one of those phones, you know when if you put it on your bedside table at night, that
it'll
over
slide
a
off the
course
bed.
of an hour or
It'll
so,
slide off
in
the
the middle
bed.
of the night, bang, it's fallen off, because it's got that oleophobic.
Exactly.
I hate that.
I hate that. So, I mean, you're going to need to put it in a case, and I'm probably going to have to put it in an OtterBox.
But you are testing it now. Your review's going to be out on the 8th of March.
Yeah.
You can't sort of give us the summary at the moment, can you? But you can tell us what you felt at MWC on the S7.
I just have a hard time getting excited about the S7 and S7 Edge. I mean, I get that this is like a very revolutionary in design, and it looks cool as crap, right? It does. It's the coolest.
And it's the camera's super fast as well, right?
The camera's super fast.
Double click there.
Yeah, no, I mean...
And then bang, bang.
It's
good.
good.
Three photos of you. Ooh.
But it's... but it's just hard to get excited about an iteration. And I don't think that Samsung should be given so much props for just fixing stuff that went wrong in the last phone.
I've heard a lot of people say that. I didn't even know there was anything wrong with the S6.
Well, I mean, like the thing...
I missed the S6 completely.
Well, it was the first Samsung phone in a long time.
And you had it here, and I was like, that looks like a nice phone.
Yeah, the S6 Edge Plus is a great phone, and the thing that everyone's really going to be waiting for on the reviews of the S7 is if Samsung actually did fix the battery life issues, right? Because that was a big problem with the S6, that Like, though it benchmarked really well, most people were, like, by 4 o'clock, they had to recharge. Good thing it charged fast.
Right. I have to just check that's still working because I'm worried about the stream going away now.
Are we
For those
still
of you that
online?
just joined, this is very much a test this evening of the flashing lights in the background, basically. Are they changing? They
They're
should
not
be changing.
They're
every
not
two-
changing at all. It's staying on green.
They stay green.
Yeah.
God, we have a problem, Nicole.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. We have a problem because Charbucks is in the chat. Hi, Charbucks. Don't troll me.
Why are my lights not changing?
Yeah, so Steve has this amazing setup that I've actually been filming videos all week. He's got these great curtains, and the funnest part about live streaming at Coworking Space Bonn is there's a giant window over there, and people stop and watch you. Like, they're really creepy. There was an old man flapping his gums at Steve, and he didn't see for about 5. There they are. Yeah, exactly. There's the audience right there.
The audience is there. You say something about the LG G5, and I'll try and fix my lights because I'm more worried about that.
All right. So the LG G5, I actually like the camera a little bit better because you have that option to go to widescreen. It's got the 2 cameras on the back, so when you kind of switch it out, it's, I think, really like much more practically useful than an iteration in improvement, right? So though the S7 has these all like the ability to take like a really fast photo and the camera quality is increased and all of these things, to me, having that ability to go widescreen, I mean, like we were just in Barcelona, right, and the Sagrada Familia, and everyone's crouched to the back trying to get the whole thing in, right? So the ability to go to a much wider shot, I think, is just more practical. So there's that, and there's the module thing on the bottom, which if LG keeps the same connector, then maybe the stuff that people develop for the G5 will also be able to use on the G6, because investing a couple $100 into a module is kind of annoying if you can't use it on the next iteration of smartphone. Yeah, so the G5, it emotes me. It's oddly sexy in a way that maybe like there's a slight facial deformity, but it's kind of hot. And then now we're finally in a disco because Steve got the lights working. There we go. It's party time here at Coworking Space Bonn.
It's happening. We can continue the podcast, the vodcast. So the only thing I'll say about the G5 is, apart from saying the water looks a bit cloudy,
There might be some gin in it.
is that the modules are going to cost money and you're going to have to throw them away with the phone. Now, LG are going to say, like every smartphone manufacturer says they're going to do security updates on Android, they're going to say things are going to be compatible into the future. But are they? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Definitely. Is the stream still going? It looks a bit frozen.
Feedback. More light, Steve. More light. They're saying they want more light.
All right.
ZenFone Zoom. Let's move on to that because I want to finish up in the next 15 minutes.
All right, perfect.
3 times optical zoom on this. This is a around $400
$400 smartphone.
phone.
Yeah, it's $400 smartphone.
And in terms of camera, middling, right?
It takes an average shot, right? And actually, compared to the Mate 8, the S6, and the S7, it's decidedly almost poor in quality until you zoom in on the photo and you're like, oh wait, it does have a little more detail when I zoom in. And to me, that's not good enough. Like, if ASUS can fix some of this in a software update where they just make the photo, like the general photo, look better.
Post-processing better.
The post-processing better. And at the same time, even when you're in manual mode, though you can do amazing things, I still think they need to work on the tones, color accuracy, and color temperature.
Yeah, but
like
then
there's some significant things wrong that I feel even in manual.
you said it's like a 12-element unit, right?
Yeah.
There must be a bit of an optical challenge there to get the zoom and those 12 optical elements working and still retain high quality, right?
But I mean, it should. The photo should look.
Has it got
beautiful.
stabilization as well? OIS.
I believe it.
I think it has.
Does.
I think it has got OIS as well.
Yeah, it does. Because we were walking around testing it, and the optical image stabilization in video is excellent.
It's pretty good.
Right.
OIS in the S7 wasn't very good on video.
Shh, we're saving that for the review.
Maybe I just dreamt that. So $400 phone. I think the only good thing for me about this was that if you do some zoom photography, if you want to like compress the whole picture and bring the background right into the foreground, this does do it. It's the only phone that does it, apart from the Galaxy cameras. Do they still? I don't even know if they still sell those though.
But I mean, you're also going to have to be a person that loves Lightroom. I mean, at least Lightroom has an Android.
Do some post-processing on it. All right. So that doesn't get a major thumbs up from you then.
No, it doesn't.
No, okay. But the Sony.
The Sony X series, XA
their gets
budget,
a thumbs up from you.
Budget, yeah, that definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I mean, I'm of two minds of the fact that they didn't put the 23 megapixel camera in there. That pisses me off a lot, because I mean, honestly, they put a 720p display in there, gave it an Exynon or a MediaTek processor, all like maybe budget choices, but the panel quality is amazing. Right? I was talking to somebody else, showing them the phone, and they're like, "Is that a Quad HD display?" And I'm like, "No, it's 720p." Right? So I mean, it's not about the spec; it's about how it actually looks. And I think that the XA.
We're watching a video of it now. It looks nice, doesn't it?
It looks really nice. So I mean, that's one of the things that. Like, it's just a really good-looking phone. They're calling it a fashion
big frame at top and bottom, though, isn't there?
Well, but they went edge-to-edge on the side, which I think is perfectly acceptable, right? Because they gave it kind of that...
What's the screen size? It is a big phone, isn't it?
I think it's a 5.1. No, it's not a huge...
Oh, it's a small one, 5.1.
Yeah, it's a small... My hands are tiny.
I remember the days when a 4.4-inch... Well, that might actually be 5-inch, I'm not sure. Okay, so that's the phones from MWC. Good stuff. Was there anything else at MWC?
The
MateBook.
Yeah,
so
your territory.
Huawei, we've just been talking about Huawei phones. A phone manufacturer introduces a 2-in-1 Windows 10 PC. Not Windows Mobile or Windows 10 Mobile PC, a Windows PC.
Yeah.
That was quite shocking, right? I actually read the headline twice before I actually understood what was going on there. Huawei, wait a minute. And also Alcatel introduced a Windows 10 PC as well.
That's right. Aimed at students, so that it's not the highest quality, but I mean it's definitely something that I would recommend for somebody who just wants to like throw something in their bag and take notes, something super light, a little bit.
Did you get hands-on with that the MateBook?
Yeah, I played around with it. It's gorgeous. It feels gorgeous.
Yeah, it's funny,
feels
isn't
gorgeous.
It's funny because what they're basically doing is saying, here's a PC that is now gorgeous. It's super thin,
It's
6 point...
super thin. 6 point, I'm not sure.
7 point...
Super, it's
625
super
grams
thin.
and 12 point something inches is incredible for a Core M. I mean, this is core class PC here with it's got a slightly smaller battery than the Surface Pros have. 30X, 34, I think, 33. So that's why it's a bit lighter. So battery, like they said over 10 hours. I do not believe it's going to be over 10 hours. You might get a very low...
Yeah, but you know, 10
airplane
hours,
mode video.
No Wi-Fi.
Yeah, airplane mode video when the cabin lights are off. You might be able to enjoy that. But apart from that, yeah. How much was that? 1,100?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is not cheap. For sure, it's not cheap. But I think that Huawei is positioning themselves as an Apple competitor, right? So this is their iPad Pro, toe-to-toe, right? So it can't be cheap if Huawei wants to be like, we're just like Apple, which is, I think, what they're trying to do. So it's gorgeous. And side by side with the iPad Pro, I would say they both look really good.
Wasn't there a time when Huawei devices were low cost in comparison to everyone else?
Yeah, that's why Huawei has Honor now.
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
So they're not doing that anymore. Their budget
I remember the
devices are
media
going into
pads from maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Really good value
Really
with
good value.
3G inside, sort of 250 at that time.
Huawei is no longer good value. Huawei is high end. Honor is good value. So I'm actually, what I would be curious, because it's true. The MateBook is a little on the high end to start recommending it to your average person. But if Honor came out with one at the same time that was like, you know, a little bit thicker, had a little bit bigger battery, wasn't quite as sexy, but was like $500 less, that's when I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so in, right?
Yeah,
and they might, right? Because that could be their move.
Yeah. So there's quite a few in the range now. There's the Mix 700. There's the Spectra X2 from HP as well. They're all at the 1,000, 1,100, 1,300 base level. I'm not talking about entry level here.
Yeah.
There's Core M as well. It's not exactly high end. This is not barrier-free computing. This is just enough office and home computing sort of stuff. It's a lot of money. I hope the prices come down, and I hope that people see that there's maybe a market there and start introducing stuff that's cheaper. Let's get some competition in that space, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's definitely. It feels to me like the old Ultrabook times when they said, right, they're going to be 600, and they were all 1,200.
Yeah.
But now they are 600.
And then they started coming out with the $600 ones. You're like, who would buy that? The build quality was so bad.
Here's another one.
Here's another one. The Toshiba with the amazingly powerful display.
It's this is the Radius 12 with the Technicolor tuned display, which has, well, I've been testing this for Notebook Check, and I can tell you their results, their test results, prove that it has an incredibly well calibrated display. So super accurate, 60% of Adobe RGB coverage. It can go fairly bright, but my God, it takes some power. You pump the backlight up on that, and it is taking some serious amount of wattage. I actually measured 9 watts at one point. I don't know whether that's actually correct, but that's about twice as much as your average screen, as far as I'm concerned.
So if you want the battery life on this, you need to use the display off.
Yeah. Well, if you're rendering videos, you could turn the display off.
Yeah,
it is an amazing device.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful device, yeah. And it's this one, Core i7 with a 256 gig RAM. Core i7, not M7. It holds its own with the Surface Book. I tested it today, rendering videos on this and on the Surface Book, CPU against CPU. No downclocking here, no downclocking on the Surface Book. The only difference is this is a slightly lower clocked CPU on this. 1,600 euros this version, though. Cheaper than the Surface Book.
Cheaper than the Surface Book.
Okay,
yeah.
No NVIDIA GPU.
Yeah. And then the other one that we have that I got here is the
See if people can guess what it is.
Guess?
It's got an infinity screen. Is it an XPS?
It is not. It's a Prestige.
Tell us what it is.
It's got a Xeon processor, and it's got an NVIDIA 960 GPU. No. Sorry, that's the one over there.
No, it's got the Quadro.
This has a Quadro. The 1100, the 1000M, X1000M. So it's actually
Xeon CPU. We've got an E3 15005 inside, clocking up to an incredible 3.5 gigahertz single core, 3.2 gigahertz dual core. It's nuts.
And it's got a Quadro. I mean, I never thought that a laptop would come with a Quadro. So Dell gave this to me because I was kind of saying, I'm not that happy with the Surface Book in terms of an editing machine, and I wanted to have a play with a lot of other devices. And because I am from the netbook era, a 15-inch device is just offensive to me. It's just offensive. They should not allow.
It is borderline on the
backpack,
backpack, isn't it?
If you know what, just buy a desktop, right? It just they frustrate me because they're not mobile.
Well, they call this a workstation, right?
Yeah, they call it a
This
workstation.
is a hot desking workstation. This is something you can do everything on, including full HD, maybe 4K video editing as well. CPU-based. Intel QuickSync is fast on this as well. Super accurate screen, big battery, although this will kill a battery in 1 hour. It's a 56-watt battery inside. This can kill that battery in 1 hour.
If you're exporting, you could probably kill the battery in an hour.
So the idea is to run from one desk to the other.
Yeah.
So train rides of less than 1 hour.
Yeah,
So maybe if you Bonn and Cologne and back, you get away with that.
The only reason I kind of said, okay, I'll take a look at this is because Dell's got the infinity screen, so it's got the really, really thin border on the edge. And it's got the footprint of a 14-inch, right? And I've accepted the fact that 13.3, the Surface Book was supposed to be it, right? That was supposed to be it. It had the NVIDIA graphics card. It had the i7 processor. It had the cool, amazing form factor. It had everything I wanted. And then it's just the OS is not baked properly. It's too glitchy for what I need it to do. So I'm exploring the 14-inch, and it's taken me. It's really hard for me to admit that this is happening.
It's a quad-core CPU, I think it is. 200% as fast as my Surface Pro 3. At least, right. No. We were testing the Core i7. 200% faster than a Core i7 Skylake.
I mean, it's a gorgeous machine. Even if this was it for me, I don't know. I mean, a lot of video editors at the show are actually going for the Dell XPS 15, and this is the Prestige line is meant to be the one that's aimed at video editors for real. But the thing is, this is €3,000.
3,200.
€3,200.
That's
so even if I fall
€1,500
in love,
per kilo.
yeah, even even if I fall in love, I can't afford to be in love with this machine.
It's more expensive than the €2,700 high-end Surface Book, yeah. So, but then if you're thinking of a workstation, you're working in two locations. You're working with clients, maybe on site. Yeah. Beautiful screen for demonstrating video drafts, video. No, you're not convinced, are you?
€3,200.
Yeah, come on. If this,
on,
all right, listen.
so
Put it this way: if you're rendering a 1 hour file on this, it's going to take about 1.5 hours to render it out of full HD. Right. If you do that on a Surface Pro 3, it's going to take you 2.5 hours. Right. Do that once a month. You've saved yourself 12 hours? 12 hours sitting around doing nothing. Now, if you charge $2,000 a day, you've just justified it. So.
Apparently, I need to look at my rates and increasing them if I'm going to buy this. It's beautiful, but I mean, I'd have to go with the XPS just because that's a lot more affordable. It's in like the above $1,000 price range. I can take off the bottom. I can upgrade it. I can swap. I can choose the bigger versus smaller battery. I can have a hard drive as well as an SSD. I mean, there's just so many more options that are under $2,000.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you can take the XPS 15 for a start.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, but having a Quadro, I'd almost have to test it against the 960 to see if in my workflow it's worth the extra $1,000 to have a Xenon and a.
No, I couldn't justify. I could justify a quad-core XPS 15 with a QHD and the 86 watt-hour battery, but not.
You know what, Steve? QHD can suck it.
QHD is, I agree, a little bit of an issue in some cases, battery life.
I'm tired.
Now, this is supposed to be the International Tech Talk. We're in Bonn. You've been in Barcelona. You're Canadian. I'm English.
I'm living in Taiwan.
And you're traveling again soon. So you're off to, where are you going?
I'm going to be going to the International Traveler Fair next week in Berlin.
Right.
And then I'll be off to CeBIT.
I might see you there, because you're doing... Tech Lounge again, aren't you?
Tech Lounge again with Intel. So we have a huge lineup of everyone that's going to be, revolutionizing the SaaS space and doing business in
security and SaaS and all those really exciting
things. Future of cloud and
automotive.
Actually, but there's automotive, and then the startup camp stuff is actually getting a lot more interesting this year. So they're increasing the size of what was it, Hall 4. To kind of really bring in
that
a
was
lot
big
more.
Anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was already,
but they're
emphasizing that a lot more this year. So I mean, it's getting a lot more interesting in terms of all these startups that are trying to kind of make an impact in changing business paradigms.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's all the big words, but I mean, it is interesting when you actually talk to them.
Yeah, I really hope to get there because I want to crash the live stream with some old UMPC 2006 talk.
That was a lot of fun last year.
No, we won't do that again. All right, so listen, unless you have anything else you want to say, I think at half an hour we should call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, and I think as a test it went okay, apart from the stream dropping out completely and us losing everyone.
For 15 minutes and no one listening.
Yeah, so what we'll do next time is we will prepare the event a bit better. What we'll do is make sure that people know about it. We're going to get a proper landing page up for it, and we're going to promote it a bit better next time. We'll also have people here in the studio as a live audience. As you can see, maybe on the cutaway shot, there's no one here, apart from our good friend who's actually doing handycam work here for us and doing a great job as well. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to help you.
Nicole, and you're here for a couple more days, so if you're watching this live stream, got any questions for Nicole, if you're in the area, if you want to drop by, Coworking Bonn, thanks to Coworking Bonn for hosting this, give us a shout before you come down so that we can get the coffee pot hot for you, all right? That's it. Let's call it a day.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye-bye. And here you'd roll the outro. All right, so apart from the stream dropping out completely,
and Charbuck's trolling us.
Was Charbuck trolling us?
I had to stop looking at it after a while.
The biggest problem I had, I'm shooting myself.